I've wanted to come here for years. Petra, Wadi Rum, amazing landscapes with a fantastic history. And I want to capture it. But not just photography. I want the geometry. I wanted to see if I could take a place like this with all its scale, the detail, texture, and bring it into a digital world, into Unreal Engine.
Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, this is what I do. I travel the world in search of fantastic ruins and amazing landscape, and then I scan it and bring it into Unreal Engine. So if you're into that, then keep watching.
Not only did I scan legendary sites like the treasury here and the monastery, I also captured huge scenes, and there's lots of work to be done. I need to sculpt in the missing pieces on the hard-to-reach areas, and I need to create some new textures. In some sites, the sun was too strong, and I need to paint all that light out. So there's lots of challenges ahead, but we will figure out all the techniques that we need to use to solve all of these problems. I always start with a Pre-vis pass, so after recreating all the scan geometry in Reality Scan, I do a very basic cleanup and some texturing, and I throw everything into Unreal Engine. So it's all very rough and raw. It's a little bit low res, both the meshes and the textures, but this helps me to figure out what I need to do. How do all these meshes fit together? Now, we're not only talking about the colors, we're also talking about the edges of the meshes and that kind of thing. So I make careful notes of everything I need to fix.
In this project, I will show you everything from the beginning, so let's go back to Petra and we'll start from there.
Now, Petra is an absolutely huge place, and it can be hard to know where to begin. I will show you my best strategies to handle a large project like this. I shot a lot of materials in the field, and I will share it all. Now the question is, can you even recreate a large scene like this? Well, we will find out. I used a 100 megapixel Fuji GFX 100S, which is as high quality as you can possibly go. But do you really need that high quality? Let's take a look in Lightroom here, and you can see all the detail you get when I zoom in, and it's absolutely fantastic. But it does come at a price, and not only money. We will also talk about my shooting strategy in the field. So which lenses should you use, and what are the settings in the camera that are the best? Do you use a tripod or stabilization? How do you get correct coverage of a scene? How much spacing and overlap do you need between the images? How do you cover a very complicated scene? How do you not lose track of where you shot and where you need to shoot? And do you need to crawl around on the ground? We will find out. Back in the studio, it's time to clean up those scanned meshes, and I use a 3D coat for all of my post-processing work like this. Now what I do there is I turn it into a volume, which makes it super easy to cut off pieces like this and sculpt in all the detail. It just melts away like it's made out of butter, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. This has revolutionized my scanning workflow, and it makes this part so much more fun. Houdini is the core of the workflow. Here we do the pre-processing, clean it up, send it over to 3D coat and bring it back in for post-processing, scaling, etc., and then send it over to Unreal Engine. I spent 4 days scanning in Petra, and then it was time to pack my backpack and head out into the desert. So out into Wadi Rum. I walked around for 3 days, scanning rocks and cliff faces and everything else that you might need for a desert environment. Now, this isn't a finished showcase by any means, it's the beginning of a build, and over the coming weeks I'll break down every stage of the process, the capturing, the reconstruction, the cleanup, and the integration into Unreal Engine.
So, if you're interested in photogrammetry and building environments for 3D and Unreal Engine, why not subscribe and follow this project along? It's going to be lots of interesting stuff, and we'll get started right away in the next episode and get very detailed very fast. So, hit subscribe, and I hope to see you around next time.